Love Dr. Dre, but she's kind of been pissing me off.
Then under my eyes, I use this Color Science Total Eye.
Today, we will be reacting to dermatologist Dr. Dre's hair and skincare routine in both the morning and the evening. And for those who don't know or are new here, hello! My name is Cassandra Bankson. I'm an expert and have been in the industry for over 10 years. I'm a medical esthetician, and although I've worked alongside and with doctors and dermatologists, I've never worked alongside Dr. Dre, and I am not a physician myself. That being said, I love analyzing, scrutinizing, and learning from different people's skincare routines, and today, that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna look at what she does to her hair with Function of Beauty, who's partnering with us on this video. We're gonna look at her AM and her PM skincare routine, which we know is going to include some sunscreen, and although I've reacted to her night routine before, today we're gonna go through the whole thing. So let's start.
Hey guys, get excited. In today's video, I'm going to show you my nighttime and morning skin and hair care routine. And the first thing I do is to remove my water-resistant sunscreen and mascara using a lipid-based cleanser.
Love Dr. Dre, but right off the bat, she's kind of been pissing me off. And I feel bad saying that because I genuinely respect her, love her intelligence, love her content. I look up to her from a professional and a personal perspective. But this is something that, I shouldn't feel bad for it pissing me off, but it does. I wish that she would offer more cruelty-free options. I know that she's a vegan. I'm personally a vegan as well, and people have different reasons for going vegan as well as staying vegan. And I understand that for some people that is purely dietary, for some people that is dietary and lifestyle, etc. No two people are the same, and growing up, I ate meat, I ate cheese, I ate all that stuff without questioning where it came from or who else it was impacting. One thing about Dr. Dre though is that I really wish that she would recommend more cruelty-free products, that she would use more cruelty-free products, or at least like in her descriptions or something, she would offer cruelty-free alternatives. I feel like, thankfully, consumers are becoming more aware of where they're putting their money and understanding that the companies and brands we support today are going to help shape the future of tomorrow. And Pond's is one that I just don't like. I understand why she uses it. We'll discuss ingredients in just a second, but this is something that I personally wish that I would see more of Dr. Dre doing.
I like to make use of these to break up that film of pollutants, dirt, oil, sebum, cosmetics. You can see how it nicely dissolves the mascara, and that way I don't have to scrub with soap to get that off.
So from an ingredient perspective, the Pond's cream is super basic. It's basically mineral oil as well as beeswax. And again, it doesn't have a bunch of fragrances, it doesn't have a bunch of actives, and that's really good if you're trying to avoid irritation. Dr. Dre, as well as many other dermatologists, usually err on the side of caution because in office, professionals see the worst of the worst. We see tissue necrosis, we see allergic reactions, we see other forms of dermatitis. And with all of that, it really scares you into wanting to play it safe or to understand those ingredients and avoid unnecessary, cosmetic allergens or cosmetic triggers. So while this is super basic, my biggest issue with it is that it's not cruelty-free. And again, mineral oil, it's basic oil. It's a byproduct of the petroleum industry, and it's literally waste that humans have created by creating other waste such as gas or petroleum and oil products. And you could argue that, okay, if you didn't use the mineral oil, then where would you use those waste products? You're using a byproduct of that. But I still think that going with another oil from a sustainable source would be better. Don't use palm oil. Be conscious of when mineral oil is in your products. Go for something like an argan oil. Or if you want something super cheap, dude, even a coconut oil or literal straight up vegetable oil will do the job. It'll break down the dirt, the makeup, the pollutants just like this. Honestly, just use a basic oil and it'll do the exact same thing. Here are 3 other cleansers that I would recommend. All 3 of these are cruelty-free and they work really well at breaking down both makeup and sunscreen. They are cleansing balms, so you could use a regular cleanser after them, but these are the 3 that I would highly recommend over Pond's.
And my hair, this is what it looks like after I've gone running. I do shampoo my hair on a nightly basis. And for the past month, I've been using a new shampoo and conditioner that has really been working well for me. It's by Function of Beauty. Today's video is in partnership with Function of Beauty.
Get that sponsorship. That's why I watch the ads. Continue making great content for me for free. Thank you to Function of Beauty for this video as well, but let's actually dive into what she uses, what's in these products, and what's not in these products.
And I hop in there and immediately wash off that Pond's Cold Cream with a non-soap gentle cleanser, pH'd between 5.5 and 6.5. I'm currently using the Aquanil cleanser. I love this. It is frequently recommended by me and many dermatologists. It is just a really great, no-nonsense, fragrance-free cleanser.
She is correct. It is a good, no-nonsense, fragrance-free cleanser that doctors do recommend because, again, it's super basic. This is basically just sulfates. It's a soap-free formula, so it shouldn't have a lot of those irritating components to them. This, however, again, I can't find out if it's cruelty-free or not. Something you'll also notice is that she didn't put water on her face until she used this second cleanser. The reason why is because oil and water don't mix, and the first product was oil-based. So use those oil balms or those oil cleansers on dry skin, break up all that stuff, then use that second cleanser to really remove any residue from that skin and rebalance the pH if you so choose to.
Previously used the CeraVe hydrating and creamy cleansers, Neutrogena's cleanser. The key is that it's fragrance-free and pH 5.5 to 6.5.
She mentions a ton of cleansers that most dermatologists recommend, and again, it's because they are basic. If you are struggling with things like acne or hyperpigmentation, these don't have actives in them, so there's nothing in here that's going to help. But again, if you have sensitive skin or if you're just trying to cleanse, which is what a cleanser is for, they do work. And again, if you use actives in your moisturizers or your serums, they're going to stay on the skin and have a higher chance of working. That being said, all of the ones that she recommends are very similar, but I don't like all of them because, again, morals, values, and ethics, they're not cruelty-free. One that I would recommend, which is the closest to the lines that she's talking about, is called Cleor. It's also formulated by a dermatologist. It is soap-free. The cleanser is balanced in this product, and it is safe for sensitive skin. It is fragrance-free. It is paraben-free, all those things. So this is one that I would personally recommend in place of this because of morals, values, and ethics. But again, all of the ones she recommends are dermatologist cult favorites. I just wish that they were as ethical as they are effective.
Function of Beauty is doing something really novel in that they make it so easy to get a fragrance-free, dye-free, cruelty-free, and vegan shampoo and conditioner unique for your hair type.
Finally, some cruelty-free vegan products. Thank you.
Whether it be curly or color treated. It's super easy. You just go in and fill out a 2-minute quiz outlining your hair type, hair goals, and personalized preferences. You can choose fragrance if you like, and you can even tell it how strong you want the fragrance, but of course I went fragrance free.
Following in Dr. Dre's footsteps, I decided to try out Function of Beauty, and I did get fragrance free. I did not get dye free, which was okay for me, and I do have naturally curly hair. It is not color treated, but I do deal with a lot of damage, a lot of breakage, and a lot of dryness. Super oily at the scalp because hello, oil factory here on my face. And then I deal with a lot of dryness and damage at the ends. When I was filling out the quiz, they had options that kind of seemed a little bit redundant. It was like, are you looking to fight dryness or are you looking to impart hydration? And I'm like, well, wait, aren't both of those things helping me attain the same goal? But either way, I am happy that these have arrived and that they do give you the option of fragrance-free because almost every single shampoo and conditioner out there contains such a large amount of fragrance that it just makes my head spin. Again, fragrance is not always the devil. There are times and places where it is safe and effective to use. However, especially in Dr. Dre's case, if she wants to err on the side of caution, if you do have fragrance allergies, or if you don't want, your deodorant a different smell than your hair, which is a different smell than your moisturizer, which is a different smell than your perfume, all of that gets really overwhelming. And so these have absolutely no smell. They don't even smell like ass, which is nice. Because some shampoos and conditioners that are fragrance-free really do. You know what I'm talking about.
Fragrance and dyes can be common causes of irritation in your shampoos and conditioners, and finding products that are free of those ingredients can be such a challenge. All of Function of Beauty's products not only are cruelty-free and 100% vegan, but they are also sulfate-free. Sulfates can be pretty drying on your hair shaft. They don't have any parabens, GMOs, or toxins.
I would hope that your shampoo doesn't have any toxins. Again, remember that the poison is made by the dose, so how much of a toxin is in there. But she is correct. I checked, and these are vegan and cruelty-free, as well as being non-GMO, no parabens, no sulfates, and no toxins. Thankfully. Thankfully.
Love the fact that you can get your name printed on the bottle. I think that's so cute.
Dr. Dre has been talking about Function of Beauty for a while, and that is why I originally started testing them. She's actually gotten me to try like 3 different shampoo and conditioner brands as of now. But she's right, you can customize them with your name. But as I was filling out my quiz, I was thinking to myself, is putting Cassandra in my own bottle narcissistic? Like, I know that that's what people do, and I don't see it as narcissistic when other people do it, but I was thinking to myself, I don't know, it would be weird to like stare at my own name when I'm like naked in the shower. I don't know why that tripped me out. So I actually wrote Function of Chemistry because, you know, I kind of feel like chemistry is just cooler than Cassandra. Maybe that's just me and my self-deprecating mindset, but yeah, mine say Function of Chemistry, and I do like that you can customize these both from a formula perspective and from a bottle perspective. I believe that the bottles are recyclable. What number are they? They are number 2. I do wish that they would give us more recyclable container options, however. Maybe I should go to my inbox and like yell at them nicely with environmentally friendly things.
So I first start by lathering a good pump in my scalp. That's really where I direct my shampoo. I think of it more of as a scalp cleanser. I think people focus too much of their attention when they shampoo on the hair shaft, and that can really lead to a lot of frizziness and dryness. So I try and direct the majority of the lather to my scalp. And guess who lives up there, you guys? Our friend Malassezia, that little yeast that thrives in the oily surfaces of our skin.
Very true. If you get these silvery, rashy, scaly flakes and you don't have eczema or psoriasis, this could be this Malassezia yeast taking over. It can cause fungal acne, which technically isn't acne. It's a fungal infection called Pityrosporum folliculitis, but it could cause that. It can cause tinea versicolor, which kind of makes you look spotted like a leopard, usually down like the back, or sometimes on the extremities. And like she said, this Malassezia can overtake the scalp area, cause these big, scaly, like itchy patches, and that's essentially seborrhea.
I really enjoy the shampooing process. I find it very relaxing and zen to massage my scalp.
I feel like shower time is thinking time. It's the only time that like I don't have my phone on me and I can actually just like think. I also am a water creature at heart. When I'm underwater, in the ocean, in a pool, or in the shower, my mind is clear. And when I shampoo, my scalp becomes clear because like she said, think of cleansing your scalp as like cleansing your face. You're removing the buildup that gets stuck in here, rinsing it out, which includes a lot of oil, if you're me. I do think that we should be able to enjoy our beauty routines instead of having them as routines. Let's call them rituals. I think that that's a really healthy way to approach beauty, and especially during quarantine and during everything that's happened 2020, just kind of staying home and having a little bit of extra time maybe for self-care I feel is so important. That's the other thing, is that Function of Beauty does deliver. They have a subscription service, so you can just get this sent to you automatically. I personally don't do that because, at least with my hair care, I do like to mix it up every now and then because I like to try new things and see what's actually going to work for my dry, dead split ends. So I haven't gotten the subscription service yet, but it is something that you should consider, and if you do want 20% off, Function of Beauty has been kind enough to give that to you. I do not get any kickbacks from that, meaning that I don't earn any affiliate commission, it does not raise the price for you, etc. It is literally just there in case you want to use it.
Great news though about Function of Beauty. Currently, they're available not only in the US, but in Canada, Great Britain, the EU, Australia, New Zealand, and many other countries as well.
They are available in quite a few countries, which is great because beauty should not have barriers.
I always advocate trying to go fragrance-free as much as possible with all of your products, though typically I do use fragrance in my shampoos and conditioners because it can be so hard to find fragrance-free shampoos and conditioners, let alone cruelty-free and vegan. I really need my shampoo and conditioner to leave my hair shiny and bouncy and manageable. I don't want it to be weighed down or greasy, and I want my scalp to feel clean, but I don't want the shafts of my hair to be dry or brittle.
I totally relate to everything she's saying. It's so funny because I always see Dr. Dre as like the epitome of healthy hair. My natural texture is super, super curly, and because it has that curled cuticle, it's exposed in more angles to the sun, which is damage, or to the wind, or to the environment. And on top of that, my scalp gets oily up here, but even when I brush my hair, because it's curly, it's not as easy for those oils to come from up here all the way down the shaft, which is why I do tend to shampoo this area, the crown or the cap, and then I always put just conditioner and hydrator on the ends. The hydrator I'm actually using as of literally like 2 days ago is from Function of Beauty. This is brand new to me, so I can't speak about whether or not it's super good yet, but it also says Function of Chemistry because hi, cosmetic chemistry is super cool, am I right or am I right? And I have been using this mainly on my ends for just a little bit of extra moisture and hydration and just to kind of sing them a soft little lullaby and pray to them to not be so split and dead anymore. You know?
But with Function of Beauty, I am able to have a shampoo and conditioner that achieves those goals while excluding fragrance and dyes. Not only that, cruelty-free and vegan. I mean, what more could I ask for?
I'm so happy she mentions cruelty-free and vegan. Can we all go spam her comments with nice compliments in addition to requesting more vegan and cruelty-free options for everything she talks about? Please and thank you.
I then come on with the conditioner, directing it just to the ends of my hair. This helps in coating the hair shafts and kind of strengthening them and reducing split ends. Now that my hair's gotten long, that's one of my major hair goals, is reducing split ends that can lead to hair breakage. And a lot of people can mistake hair breakage for hair loss, and it can be very unsettling to have a lot of hair breakage going on. You may feel like you're losing your hair.
You do not want to see the chinchilla that grows at the bottom of my feet by the time I am done with my 8-minute shower. It is straight up a horror film created for germaphobes and OCD people. It's terrifying.
So with longer hair, I try and keep the ends conditioned so that it reduces hair breakage. So once I'm done with the shower, I go ahead and turn the water off, and then I take an old t-shirt to towel dry my hair with rather than a big heavy terry cloth towel. This will really help in cutting down on hair breakage if you have long hair.
I've always heard of people talking about this plopping technique. I've heard of it, but I have never personally done it. I tried it for the first time along with some curly hair care products on TikTok, and it was like witchcraft of the beauty world. It was sorcery. I was genuinely surprised with the shape of the keratin that was protruding from my head.
As soon as I step out to my damp face, I go ahead and apply my moisturizer. I do it right away. Doing it right away allows for you to seal in that water that would otherwise just evaporate out of your face as you're stepping out of the shower. I'm using the DML moisturizing lotion on my face, and I have also used CeraVe moisturizing cream in the tub in the past and numerous other moisturizers, but the principle is the same. Fragrance-free moisturizer to damp skin.
If you notice, she doesn't go in with a toner, an essence, or a serum, and from a technical perspective, these are not necessary. They can add extra ingredients, extra layers to a skincare routine. They can add extra actives to, treat specific problems. And if you're looking to keep it simple and basic, these are the 3 steps that you should start with eliminating. If we look at the ingredients of this DML lotion, it's basically water, petrolatum, and glycerin. I understand why she's using it, because again, it's fragrance-free. It does create a nice occlusive barrier to the skin, but I can't figure out if it's cruelty-free. I would personally recommend these instead. These also have glycerin and dimethicone, just like the product that she's using. However, they are cruelty-free. These are also fragrance-free. She mentioned acne. Although this is, of course, safe for acne because it's a basic moisturizer, there's nothing in here that would actually fight acne. And so please keep in mind that if you are trying to treat a problem such as acne, you're going to need actives such as benzoyl peroxide or salicylic acid. Or if you're trying to treat pigmentation issues or scars, you're again going to want to use actives such as lactic acid, glycolic acid, vitamin C, alpha-arbutin, or other tyrosinase inhibitors, which are actually going to do the active work to help get you those results. So yes, this is a moisturizer so basic that it should work for any skin type, but again, if you have an issue, that's where you bring your targeted treatments in.
Don't fixate too much on the particular product that I'm using. It's more the principle that I want you guys to focus on. Fragrance-free, dye-free,
cruelty-free. Dr. J, thank you for listing them, but please just list a cruelty-free alternative next to it. Please and thank you.
After I do all this, I end up going and sitting at my computer for a couple of hours before bed, which is not the best for sleep hygiene, but what can I say?
Shame, shame. Shame, shame. I do it too.
My face is hydrated, moisturized, and dry. This is the prime time to put on an active ingredient like tretinoin that is known to be irritating. If you put an irritating ingredient on dry skin or wet skin, an impaired skin barrier, you're setting yourself up for more irritation. I avoid around my eyes, around my mouth.
What she's recommending is totally true. We've spoken about this in previous videos if you want a deep dive on retinoic acid, but retinoic acid is part of the vitamin A family. If you want something less intense, or if you don't have the ability to see a dermatologist, over-the-counter retinol or retinaldehyde are other ingredients that you can use. Like she said, placing onto dry, moisturized skin is perfect. You can also mix this in with a moisturizer if you would like to. That's another way that the dermatologists that I've worked with have recommended it for use for patients or clients. You can also titrate, meaning build up over time. So instead of using it every day, start off slow. But we've done an entire guide to starting a retinol, which you should definitely watch here if you're considering it.
My hair up in this little satin sleep bonnet. You can get these on Amazon. They're great for cutting down on hair breakage if you have long hair like myself. You lay on your pillow, whatever amount of tossing and turning you do, it can kind of frazzle your hair up. And for me, my hair is long, so I'll end up lying on it funny, and it kind of puts a crick in my neck, and that's uncomfortable. So I love these.
She made me buy one of these. I'm in love with it. It's not a silk one because I don't use silk, but it's amazing. It's another witchcraft, sorcery, hair genius type thing that I wish I would have found out about years earlier.
Yeah, I don't brush my hair though. I just do this comb action thing. As per usual, I start my morning skincare routine with sunscreen. I don't wash my face anymore in first thing in the morning. I haven't in quite some time. My last skincare routine, you'll recall, I didn't do that. I just find I don't need to. And there's no need to wash your face the following morning to remove the tretinoin unless you've been advised to.
I didn't use a cleanser on my face in the morning either. A lot of people freak out when I say that, but it's true. If you've done your skincare routine properly the night before, as long as you're not sweating or getting super oily at night, there's really no reason to have to wash that again in the morning. And again, ideally you want to put SPF on dry skin. I do use sunscreen every morning that I remember to. During quarantine, that's been a little tough because my entire routine has gotten thrown out of whack. But yeah, I don't wash my face in the morning either, and it's done great things for my epidermis, and probably my dermis too.
I put on a good layer of this sunscreen by Dermatology. It's SPF 45 and has a nice tint to it. It is a combination sunscreen, so it has zinc and it's got some chemical filters, so it gives you good UVB and UVA protection, and it's really moisturizing. It has niacinamide in it.
Dr. Dre loves this product. I know she mentioned she doesn't wear a ton of makeup, but this is like a tinted moisturizer with SPF, and I love that it's at a high amount of 46. That is truly appreciated because we usually don't wear enough sunscreen as it's recommended, and we normally don't apply the way we actually should. She mentioned that this is an organic and mineral formula, meaning a chemical formula as well as a physical formula. The two ingredients in here are zinc oxide, which is one of my favorites, as well as octinoxate, which I don't like. I don't like octinoxate because it is not reef safe. There is also that controversy of sunscreens that are organic or chemical absorbing into the bloodstream. Again, we don't know if that's dangerous. It is being looked into. Sunscreens have been used for many, many years without issues. Sometimes these chemical or organic filters can cause irritation, especially in children. So obviously, if you're allergic to them, don't use them. But that, including my history with acne-prone skin, is why I personally prefer zinc-based or titanium dioxide-based sunscreens.
Don't forget to put sunscreen on your ears, you guys. That is really a common place for skin cancers to pop up, is on the ears. After I put that on though, I come on with another sunscreen. You don't have to come on with a different brand of sunscreen. I just like the look of the two layered. And the second one that I come on with is this Color Science Sunforgettable Sun Shield SPF 50. I love this. It's only a mineral sunscreen. So
this is actually such an amazing line. Color Science was actually made with rosacea-prone irritated skin in mind, and it's makeup with sun protection and rosacea protection. I highly recommend their products. They are really, really good, and this foundation is great. And like Dr. Dre said, as long as your first sunscreen goes on evenly, preferably on dry skin, as long as you're putting on an even protected layer, you don't need to go in with multiple layers unless that original layer was not sufficient, in which case you would want to pat on a second layer just to make sure that you've covered all those bases. If you would like a video on guidelines as to how to apply your sunscreen properly and how to know when to reapply, let me know, because like a cup of coffee, we could make it.
Then under my eyes, I use this Color Science Total Eye 3-in-1 Renewal Therapy SPF 35. Again, it is a fragrance-free mineral tinted sunscreen, and it also functions as a nice concealer. It has a peachy undertone. The applicator is kind of cool, and it feels nice going on around the eyes. I just pat it in around my eyes.
I agree that the applicator is cool, but I'm actually quite surprised that Dr. Dre is using this. Yes, it is fragrance-free, but there are a lot of ingredients in here, and as we've noticed from this entire routine, Dr. Dre, as a bona fide dermatologist like likes to play it safe. She doesn't seem to like products that have some of those extra additives in there. So I'm actually quite surprised that she's using this. Out of all of the eye creams, this one could do some potential benefit with the SPF factor. Again, it's really not going to do much for puffiness, for dark circles, for wrinkles, other than the SPF, which can help prevent wrinkles from forming. She actually got me hooked on the Supergoop sunscreen, which is what I use around my eyes because she recommended it and I started doing it and I was like, oh my god, I love you even more. But I'm actually kind of surprised based on the ingredients list to see her using this. It's not the worst eye cream out there, but again, eye creams are overpriced moisturizers. Yes, this works under the eyes, but it would work just as well all over the entire face. And that sunscreen that she applied previously, you saw that she applied it to her eyelids and around her eyes, and the reason why is because that's totally fine for the eye area as well. It's fragrance free, shouldn't be irritating. But if you want to spend more money on products, that is a choice that you have, my friend.
I don't have a cheaper dupe for this. The cheaper dupe is to just put your sunscreen around your eyes and not worry about it. But I love the way that that looks, so that's what I use. Also, don't forget to use a dedicated lip SPF to your lips.
I am so happy that she is bringing up lip protection. This is something that I know better to do, and it is not something that I do every day, unfortunately. Your lips still have epithelial cells. You can still get cancer in this area. It is more common than people know or realize. They do need to be protected. Unfortunately, Vanicream is not cruelty-free. Here are 3 SPF-infused lip balms or lip products that I would personally recommend instead. They also don't taste like ass because I've heard some complaints that Vanicream or similar products don't have the best taste because yes, you inevitably do eat a small fraction of a percent of the products that you apply on your lips, but I'd recommend these instead.
And then I come on with my mascara. I'm currently using Wet n Wild's Mega Volume. I use a little extra sunscreen on my hands, and I pretty much rely on sun protective clothing during the day for my body, like long sleeves, and I even drive with gloves on.
During quarantine and everything going on right now, I really love that wearing masks has become normalized outside of the hospital setting because now we can wear them around all day and nobody will question us, and they're providing extra SPF protection. What she's saying is so true. A lot of people don't realize that yes, sunscreen is important to wear it every day. Shade and long sleeve shirts are your friend.
And I'm currently using this Nivea sunscreen from Europe that a viewer sent me. It's great. It's fragrance free and a chemical sunscreen.
Looked up the ingredients. The ingredients are great. I do like that it is fragrance free. It seems to be a child sunscreen. However, I don't support Nivea. They have had some very questionable advertising in other countries that most of their consumers don't know about, and even to this day they are selling skin whitening and skin bleaching creams to these other countries, trying to spread this narrative that whiter is better. And obviously Dr. Dre probably doesn't know that. Anyone else who's purchased the products probably doesn't know that because most people don't look into the ethics and the full scope of what these companies are doing. But when I found out about this and, you know, the multiple repeat offenses that Nivea, among other brands, has had, including Pond's, back to square one, they've had some issues with that too. I just find it disgusting, and as a consumer, I want to put my money where my morals are, which is why I would prefer these sunscreens instead. And these are cruelty-free.
And like I said, I let the sunscreen dry on there for about 10 minutes, and then I go ahead and take my hair down. Now, I will reapply sunscreen at least 2 more times today. It's a behavior, and sunscreen is only as good as it is on your face. If you're outdoors though, you need to be reapplying every 2 hours.
Dr. Dre is probably the 0.001% of the population that actually uses sunscreen correctly and as often as you're supposed to, because SPF 30 or 45 doesn't mean you're protected 30 or 45%. You're normally protected between 94 and 97%, but that 34 or 35 actually correlates to how many minutes you can stay in the sun before you have to reapply. I do love that Dr. Dre recommends affordable products, that she is really no bullshit when it comes to a lot of things. I personally think she's sweet. And again, we're not here to talk about her personality or her lifestyle choices. We are here to talk about skincare and hair care and how both of these things turn into self-care and turn into you being the best and most beautiful version of yourself from the inside out. Dr. Dre has got me hooked on these as well as so many other products. I swear to God, this woman can sell me anything. And again, I am not angry about that. I'm happy to let you know how these these go as I continue using them, and if you are looking for 20% off, again, I do not receive any kickbacks from that, but it is there for you if you'd like to take advantage of it and get yourself a fragrance-free bottle of shampoo or conditioner. Again, thank you to Function of Beauty for partnering with us on this, and thank you to Dr. Dre for making this content for us for free. I have learned so much from her and I appreciate her so much. Can we please go spam her comments with kind adjectives and little blue butterfly emojis and tell her to put cruelty-free alternatives next to her other products in the description? Please and thank you. I'm not gonna shut up about this. If you'd like to see me react to her other skincare routine, where I lost my mind for 19 minutes straight, you can watch that right here. And if that like button is gray, shampoo it. Make it all sudsy until it turns blue like this here bottle. And overall, always remember to be beautiful both inside and out. I love you, and I can't wait to see you in the next video. Love you guys. Bye.